Hey you guys, it's Starlight Burst 98 here, but today we're going to be doing a Tearlaments deck profile. So this is going to be sort of like my branded video. It's a little bit more in-depth discussion type of based video, along with the deck profile, showing you guys good tech options. But this deck is very, very powerful, but it is obviously not as powerful as it used to be during tier format when the Ishizus were running rampant, Egyptian God cards with the Agigoto and the Kelbeck. And then also a lot of your stuff wasn't limited, like all of your main tier names. But without further ado, just going to get straight into it, talk about the cards a little bit. But we have two King of the Swamp. You discarded this card out of Polymerization. This substitute for any fusion name on a fusion card, but the other must be correct. And then the Beast King of the Swamp is because we're running the Synchro variant of Tearlaments. So the theory behind this is that you would normal summon your level 4, and with your Revolution Synchron, it being level 3, you can easily get into level 7s and level 8s. So very, very good overall. And we are running stuff, so this is a little bit more relevant in the graveyard compared to when it usually isn't. And then we're running tier, so you have to run 3 Rhino Heart because in this deck you want good draws and good mills. But very, very good. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can send in one Tearlaments monster from your deck to your graveyard. So very, very good to get your main plays going, get your fusion summon started. And then you know, obviously the other effect, when this is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field, then send one Tearlaments card from your hand to the graveyard. So this is very, very good to pair with the Celiac. When you have it in hand, you discard the Celiac, get another tier name. Honestly, phenomenal. Very, very good, to be honest. I really like having it at 3. I don't think I'll ever change that. But Shiren, Havness, Merly, your main girls for the most part. So all of them fusion summon when they're sent to the graveyard. All of them have that effect, but it's always the either or effect that you get. So it's either the fusion summon or the effect. So you normal or special summon this, you mill the top 3. The Havness is basically a hand trap. So you're hand trapping your opponent on their turn, right? And so this is why it was really, really good to have those tier 0 plays, to be honest. With the Havness, having more Havness really does help a lot. Yeah, especially with Bestials running rampant. But yeah, you special summon this, mill the top 3. And then this one, you discard one monster card, special summon this card on your main phase, and then mill the top 3. Honestly, all of them very, very good. All of them very, very good. And then the 3 tier cash. This is, you really, really need to run this at 3. It's just so amazing. It being another tier name is just phenomenal. You can't really use it to fuse all that much, but you can banish one Tearlaments or Kashtira spell trap from your graveyard. And then special summon this card, mill the top 3. Very, very good. And then when this is sent to the graveyard, you get to mill the top 2 of your deck. So very, very good. So all in all, you're milling like 5 cards with this. So very, very good, immaculate. And why it's worth running the 3 tier cache is because the Fenrir, and the Fenrir is in Archetype Engine that's searching the tier cache. Because when you're special summoning this, you're adding another Kashtira name. So it's so good. So good, and it's very, very good going first or second just to bait out interaction for the most part, just to banish stuff face down on the field. Very, very good. And then to round out the Kashtira stuff, I would definitely run more Fenrir if I could afford it. 2 Fenrir is going to run you about like $30, dude. Or not Fenrir, Unicorn. 2 Fenrir or 2 Unicorns is going to run you about $30. But honestly, this is really, really good just to get you to any Kashtira card. We'll get into that later in the deck profile. But also that extra deck rip, they're not prepared for that. So honestly, if I just rip the Requiem, or if I rip the Duo Drive or the Detonator, that's enough just to stop it. You know, just banish White Binder face down. That's enough just to make them stop playing, to be honest, and they'll go game 2. Revolution Synchron, and then Destrudo. So Revolution Synchron is just so incredibly impeccable. So when you Synchro Summon a Power Tool monster or a level 7 or 8 Dragon monster, you can use this card in your hand as material for a Synchro Summon. Very, very immaculate. And then if you control a level 7 or higher Synchro monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, special summon this card, it also becomes level 1. So that's how you're getting in to the level 8 Synchros for the most part, because when you have already made your level 7 Synchro with this, you can special summon this back and then make it level 1, go into a level 8. Then you have that nice negate with Crystal or Crystal Wing, I think. But yeah, very, very good. And then the Destrudo. So when this card is in your hand or graveyard, pay half your life points. Then target one level 6 or lower monster in your graveyard. Special summon this card, and if you do, decrease this card's level by that selected monster. So very, very good. It's a good mill and a good draw, to be honest. And basically, you can make this level 4 4 or level 3, and it helps out a lot, like significantly. So for the spells, when terraforming, and then we have the 3 planet. So this card was really expensive for a long time. It was like $90 when this was like tier 0. This obviously isn't like full combo anymore. Like if you had like this and Rhino Heart, you were just going off, to be honest. But when this is activated, you can add 1 Tearlaments monster or Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand. And then when fusion materials are shuffled back into the deck for a fusion summon, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Also, your fusion monsters gain 500 attack. This card is just so good. I didn't really want to run Winda and a lot of the Shadal stuff because a lot of boards just can turbo out through Winda, and it's not really like a game-ending thing anymore. But we have a lot more fusion options, to be honest. And so for the rest of the Kashtira stuff, so the Pressure Planet Race Oath and the Kashtira Birth, yeah, so we're mostly just using the Planet Race Oath just to get another cash name, nothing to it. And then the Kashtira Birth is honestly what makes our mills a lot better, because usually when you mill a Fenrir, it's not really the best mill, but when you have this and you can just special summon it anyway when it's banished in your grave, honestly so good. And then the Interruption, when you can target 3 cards your opponent controls, banish them face down, they're not prepared to deal with that, and usually like that just stops games altogether. So very, very good. Helps with the mills especially, and it really helps that we have Unicorn to search it. So for the rest of the continuous spells, Tearlaments Scream. So a good mill and a good draw. So when a card is normal or special summon and you control a Tearlaments monster, you can send the top 3 of your deck to the graveyard. Super good. And then if this is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Tearlaments monster from your, or a Tearlaments trap from your deck to your hand. So you usually wanted to add the Sulik. So very good all around. And so the when Tearlaments Grief, this is basically like the E-Tele for the deck. You can special summon when Tearlaments monster will win Visa Starfrost from your deck or graveyard. Send 1 monster you control to the deck to the, or field to the graveyard with a different type and attribute. Yeah, so basically how you're gonna, like, so say if you have Rhino Heart in the field and then you just special summon another Tearlament monster, like you special summon Merly to get her effect off, then you send Rhino Heart to the graveyard, and then you can get Rhino Heart's effect off, for example. So very good, very good. We do have a few more honorable mentions towards the end, but just gonna get into the main stuff right now. Called by Foolish Burial Goods. Honestly, I'm not against running 2 Foolish Burial because it fixes your hands a lot more often than not, because if you don't open any tier names, you can just Foolish Burial, the Sulliek, and then just get another tier name. Very good, in my opinion. So 1 normal polymerization for the King of the Swamp. Very good just to get into your Guardian Chimera plays, because it is just a house. 2 super polymerization. I didn't want to really max out on this card, but it's honestly really is important to run super poly in formats where it's not really called for, because they're not expecting it, and it really comes in clutch a lot of times, because your opponent just can't interact with this card like whatsoever. So that's what makes it really dangerous, in my opinion. But this card, you wouldn't really think it, but it helps milling a lot, the tuning. So you could add 1 Synchron Tuner from your deck to your hand and then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. So in addition, with the Revolution Synchron, you're probably milling 2 cards and synchro summoning twice. So this is honestly like an immaculate engine. I like the 3-to-2 ratio, so the 3 tuning the 2 Revolution Synchron. Honestly, because Revolution Synchron has the once per duel effect, and I don't want to clog on it. There is obviously like the Salt Synchron builds and stuff like that, but I feel like this is okay, to be honest. And then 2 Sulliek, and then the Trivial Karma. Sulliek, basically when it's sent to the graveyard, you get to add a tier name. Very good. And then you basically just get to negate a face-up card that your opponent controls if you control a tier name when this is your continuous trap. So very good. And then the Trivial Karma, when you mill this, you get to banish it at a card that mentions Visa Starfrost. So your field spell, your Grief, a lot of stuff mentions Visa Starfrost, and I have tested Visa Starfrost out in this build with the Vicious Astrolaud, and honestly, it's a little bit more suited for Scareclaw. Like, it's not really that great, just because you need Rhino Heart and the Visas to be engraved, and you're really only going to have one of the others, so it doesn't ever really come up. But for the links, Cross Sheep, Dark. Dark is just a toolbox kind of thing, and then Cross Sheep is really good, especially when you mill a tier name and you don't have any more Aquas or you don't have any more tiers. You can just use this, and then just like, for example, like get Merly back when you make Kaleido Heart with this, and then when this is pointing to the card this points to, right, a fusion monster, you get to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard and then get its effect off if you haven't used it already. So that's honestly why I like this better than the Sprint, because it just comes up a lot more. It's a little bit more build-up, but I think it's a lot better, to be honest. So the one Redoer, and then the one Zeus. Everyone kind of knows what Zeus does. At this point, it's just a board wipe. But Thief Redoer is honestly so good just to trigger your Tearlaments on your opponent's turn when you have the Shiren and the Rhino Heart. So this gets different effects off of what's attached to it. So monster, spell, or trap. So monster, banish this card to the end phase. Spell, draw 1 card. Trap, place 1 face-up card your opponent controls on the top of the deck. But you get to attach a top card of your opponent's deck to this card during the standby phase. So it's very, very broken. It enables a lot of your plays, and it really is so good just to get a lot of your level 4s in the field just to get this bad boy out. But that's it for the XCs. So Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon is just generally really good just to special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. And then the normal effect is just popping all the field spells, getting 1,000 left points, getting a different field spell. So that's good. What makes Synchron Tearlaments really, really good is that you can go Pressured Planet Race Soth, Ancient Fairy Dragon, pop the field spell, and then get your Perlarino. So that's really the greatest synergy, and that's the main play that you're trying to accomplish with this deck. Shooting Riser Dragon is so good, and it's really slept on tech. So basically, you can send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard whose level is lower than this card, and then this card's level is decreased by that level, but you can't activate its effects when it's sent to the graveyard. So if you're sending Beast King of the Swamp, it's a level 4, so this will become a level 3 tuner. And then vice versa, if it was the King of the Swamp, it's a level 3. Send it, it would become a level 4 tuner. So once per chain, when your opponent activates anything, you can go into a Synchro Summon. Honestly, super good, but it allows the Beast King to become more relevant in your graveyard when you don't have to rely milling on it, which I really, really like. Just to get an easier access to Rukalhos. Honestly, really, really solid card. I don't think I'm ever going to cut it. The Crystal Synchro Dragon. Honestly, super busted, and it's so easy to get into with the Revolution Synchron, it being level 1 when you special summon it back to make it with a level 7 to get into this. But once per turn, when another monster's effect is activated, quick effect, negate that activation if you destroy that monster, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that destroyed monster's original attack till the end of this turn. And if this card battles an opponent's level 5 or higher monster during Gambit Calculation, the attack becomes equal to that current monster's attack. So it's so good. It's a very, very good OTK maneuver, a very, very solid negate. Love the card. Visa's Amritara. So this is what I was experimenting with the Vicious Astrolaud, because this becomes a Visas Starfrost on the field, but only on the field, which is kind of like problematic, because like sometimes you want to banish Visas from the graveyard in order to get your Vicious Astrolaud, but that's why I just didn't really see it as viable. But basically you can add any card that mentions Visas Starfrost, so you're getting into your field spell, you're getting into your Grief, and then you just extend further, and then this is also a tuner, right? So very, very good. The Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Shenying. So very, very good. Very, very good. For each banished card, this gains 100 attack and defense. All monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each banished card. Very, very busted. Very, very busted. Same thing with DPE. Really just helps to lower down those stats. And then you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead if, someone would try to get rid of this. It's very, very good. And then you can banish 1 card from each your opponent's field and their graveyard by this card's effect. It's honestly so broken. It's really frustrating to deal with when this is out on the field because it's very unoutable. So yeah, I think it's a lot better than Baron, to be honest. Like, yeah, sure, like the negate was nice, but like honestly, like banishing it from field and grave, both very, very good. And then King of the Swamp, not King of the Swamp, Mud Dragon of the Swamp, and then Garura. These are very, very common super poly targets. 2 monsters with different types and attributes but different names, and then 2 monsters with the same attribute with different types. It comes up a lot. Rizio Malice, Vanquish Soul, they all pretty much fit that criteria for the most part. And then Dragocepalia. Just a very nice cozy negate. With dark monsters for the most part, it's just very easy to get into. So the one Rukalhos. So this card's so good. I preferably want to get into this one, before the Kaleido Heart. The Kaleido Heart's more of like a when things are a little bit more serious and you want to spin back something. But other aqua monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. When your opponent activates an effect that would special summon a monster, quick effect to negate that activation. If you destroy it, then send one Tearlaments card from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. If this fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can special summon this card. Just do it all over again. It's so funny how that works, because you want to out this, and then you out it anyway, and it just comes back. Same thing with the Kaleido Heart. The Kaleido Heart, so broken. So broken. Cannot be used as fusion material if this card is special summoned, or if an aqua monster is sent to the graveyard by card effect, and this card is on the field. You can target one card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can special summon this card, and if you do, send one Tearlaments card from your deck to the graveyard. Now, notice how that effect is so good, because it's just any Tearlaments card. It doesn't say Tearlaments monster, spell, trap. It just says any Tearlaments card. Busted, because it just helps you out so much. And then same thing with the Rucalcos. It's just when you get rid of it, it just brings itself right back. So honestly, amazing. And then the Guardian Chimera is mostly for us utilizing that King of the Swamp super polymerization and the normal polymerization. It's just so busted to use, to be honest. So that's it for the main deck. I'm gonna do some honorable mentions, some good tech, some Meta Noise. Meta Noise is really good. It's kind of like a Book of Moon. Gets you back your banished Tearlaments traps. But it just sucks to draw, so that's why I just didn't include it. These are basically the reason why tier was tier 0 for so long, was because of the amount of shufflers you could. And it was because of the mirror match. If you could manipulate the graveyard in such a way that you would have an advantage, like that's why the shufflers came in super clutch in the mirror match. Tearlament is one of those decks that is like really high skill threshold, and it rewards you for playing very well. So the shufflers were really important in the mirror match. But obviously Agido and Kelbeck were combo enablers, and they enabled you to mill 5 cards. So that's why you would run the Diviner package or in the Herald of Orange Light, right, to discard those fairies, get a negate also. But them being at the number that they're at, that's just not applicable, and it's just not possible anymore. But they're still very good just for recovery plays, to be honest. Obviously the Shadal package is just very good. So Squamata, Beast, and then the Hollow. So Squamata is going to dump you any Shadal. You're mostly going to be dumping the Beast or the Hollow. So Beast, draw 1 card, and then this you can draw, or not draw, but you're sending cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard up to the different attributes you control, which does come up a lot. Actually, especially when we side in the Shizus. But this is just enabling an extra mill. It's just so nice, to be honest. Yeah. And then Shadal Fusion is really broken because of a Nautilus, and then El Shadal Shukanaga. So the El Shadal Shukanaga with Shadal Fusion, basically you're sending materials from deck, so you can send one of your Shizu monsters, and then with the a Nautilus, you can send one of your water attribute monsters, so you can send the Beast King, you can send the Rhino Heart. It's very good. And then the thing about the Nautilus is this: when this is fusion summon, neither player can special summon monsters from the hand or graveyard except by spell or trap effects, which is really honestly the best luck, and it's like a better window for play nowadays, I think. But the window's just so good. It only can special summon once per turn. But all of them very good, especially with the Shadal Fusion. This is more of like a blind going second when you know it's just not going to be in your favor. And honestly, the only thing else I got to say about that, the Shukanaga negate is really only viable when you have a Shadal in hand, but still it's very good overall. And then I use this as my field center, but the Kit Kalos, dude, I understand why it's banned now. Like, this just enables so much stupid bullshit, dude. Like, it's like, if this card was unbanned, it's like, it makes this deck just untouchable in so many ways. Like, if you just ran Instant Fusion and just got to this, it's just full combo. Anytime you get to this card, it's full combo. It's just ridiculous. But Black Rose Dragon is just a very good general level 7, just to board wipe the field, going second. So it's very good option to trade out with the Ancient Fairy Dragon. And then Dark Rebellion XCs, very good for the Zeus. The Dugaris is just generally really good just to draw us cards when we go second. So it's a very good option if you didn't want to run the Redoer. SP Little Knight, enough said. And then the Sprint is basically what's sending the Merly for the most part, because it's level 2. It doesn't really come up all that much because you need a level 2 to get into it, and that's why I thought it would be kind of clutch to run the Assault Synchron, because you can get it with tuning, special summon itself, and then you can make the sprint, dump the Merly. But it has been something I have been testing around with. I'm not sure really yet. But then the Tearlaments Heartbeat is just generally really good back row hate. Target one spell trap on the field. 2, if you control a Visa Starfire, shuffle them into the deck, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one Tearlaments trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. This is very, very good recycling, very, very good back row hate, but it just doesn't come up that much. You know, and it's very, very specific for you to use it. It just doesn't come up that much for me, personally. Another thing you consider, reinforcement of the army. Rhinoheart is a warrior. You don't really want to depend too much on your normal summon with this deck, because you have so many normal summons. But honestly, I think it's very, very good when you don't see Rhinoheart a whole lot, just to see him a little bit more. And then the Assault Synchron is just generally... I've been testing it out. I didn't really like it because I don't have any level 9 synchros. The only level 9 synchros I could really find were like the Crocodile, right? The level 9 synchro Crocodile, and then the Mistworm. Both of them are very, very good. So basically, any of your Cashier monsters plus Assault Synchron is going to make a level 9. I thought about Abyss Dragon, but you need like a level dark or a level... you just need a Dark Dragon Synchro monster for Abyss Dragon. Red Dragon Archfiend, Abyss Dragon, I think. But honestly, I think I might get those, and Assault Synchron would be a lot better, to be honest. But for the most part, when you're running Assault Synchron, you're mostly just using it to get into the sprint. That's the only thing I can think you can use it for. But let me know what you guys think. See you later.